Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenganjero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. Today we have a man. I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. So you can follow Jenganjero on Facebook and you'll be getting these updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is a doctor, a medical doctor. In fact, after this, I'm going to present another doctor who is a woman in Mombasa. But our first guest is Mr. Kiza. He is a cameraman, 49 years old, single, and searching. Again, you could be asking yourself, why is a 49-year-old man single? What kind of a woman is he looking for? And things like that. In fact, the moment we begin to ask questions like why somebody is single, the kind of partner they are looking for, and whether they have children or not, what they do for a living, that is the moment you begin to decide whether or not you will be interested. So Dr. Kiza is a divorced man. He is a father of one adult child, a son, and the son is independent. And before then, the son was living with the mother, but they did what we call shared custody. However, this man is looking for a woman who is serious, a woman who is committed, a woman who is God fearing, with or without children. However, that woman should be willing at least to get a child, because at the end of the day, people are looking for people who can be compatible. You are looking for a partner that can be compatible. And most people think that love is unconditional. Nothing can be further from the truth. There is nothing like unconditional love, especially when it is coming from a fellow human being. Only God can give you unconditional love. Human beings are fond of looking at their personal interest. In fact, if you want to get something done, if you are quoting somebody, if you want somebody to do something for you, you have to appeal not to their sympathy, not to their mercy, not to their humanity. You have to appeal to their self-interest. Like you have to play to the gallery. Like, why is this person single? What kind of a person is he looking for? Are you that person? That is rule number one for compatibility. For instance, I have seen people saying or accusing guests who come on the show to be jokers. However, that guest was not a joker. It is just that the guest wanted somebody who had certain qualities. If you did not qualify to have those qualities, there is no way under the sun that the guest can consider, because at the end of the day, they are looking at whether or not you are compatible. They are appealing to their self interest. In the same way, before you approach a guest on our show, you have to look at whether or not this person appeals to your self interest. You have to ask yourself questions like, is this person what we are looking for? Because marriage is a lifelong thing. You cannot compromise on certain things. You have to ask yourself questions like, is this person compatible? And that person is also asking themselves the same question. So even if you got rejected, you can click the next partner. Even if you do not get that partner, let them take the person who appeals the most to them. In the same way, you can also be posted just like Dr. Kiza and get matched. Are we together? You can also be posted via those contacts you're seeing on your screen, and you can be on the choosing end, because at the end of the day, you will be contacted, let's say, by, let's say, more than 100 people, 1,000 people, depending on how people resonate with you. Otherwise, everyone who comes on the show gets approached by so many people. It is now upon you to choose the kind of partner that resonates with your personal interest. There's nothing like unconditional love. I was looking at another woman's comment. She was saying that all these men are jokers just because she has 5 children, and the men are asking whether they will be able to raise. At a real man should raise 5 children, and that man is like, no, you don't want to add more children, and he would want you to add more children. So that's a deal breaker. You want him to raise the ones you have, and you don't want to add others. So you can probably look for somebody who will fit into the description you're looking for, without calling that person a joker, because everyone is looking for a partner that is compatible to them. And you will not be pleased by everybody, and they are not going to be pleased by everybody, including you, for example. So Dr. Kize is looking for a woman between the ages of 30 all the way to 40. If you're between the ages of 30 to 40, you can get a baby, and your job notwithstanding, what you do for a living notwithstanding, some of these things notwithstanding, because I believe there are so many things, so many elements that make up a complete marriage. There are so many elements of a marriage that cannot be confined into somebody's social status or even financial status. There are other things except economic value that one is bringing into that marriage. So he's looking for a wife who is a Christian. And I want to give you a disclaimer, because Mr. Kize or Dr. Kize was here sometimes back. He was here sometimes back, and he is looking for a woman who is also accommodative. He has a little challenge with his ears. He is not able to hear properly, especially unless you shout. Once I'm doing a phone call with him, in fact, the last time I brought him on the show, we tried to do a live call. You see the live calls that we do. We tried to do a live call, but it was not possible because he cannot hear unless you shout, and maybe you will not be able to shout to the level that you would want you to shout. So, but in writing and everything, you see, he's a doctor, so there is nothing that can complicate that, because technology came, people do almost everything in writing, messages, and all that. He doesn't have any other challenge. He lives in his home. His family is okay. There is no possibility of him going back to his ex. In fact, after they shared custody and their child matured, there is no other time that these people are ever going back together. The son is independent, and he's also looking for somebody who is caring, God fearing. He's a Kamba, okay? He's a Kamba by birth, so he doesn't have a problem, or he doesn't have a limitation on a person coming from any other tribe. So you feel free to contact him, because after this we are going to post his contacts on our Facebook page at Jenganjero. So if you also want to be posted like him, you can contact the numbers you're seeing on the screen, and it will be very easy for you also to be on the receiving end, because once you're on the receiving end, that means the people who have contacted you are able to resonate with what you have given as a, they're able to see or to resonate with what you have given as preference, because everyone has choices and preferences. So you're looking for somebody who can probably be able to match what you're looking for. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.